American 3130, go around, turn left in 250, climb maintain 3000.
You just heard their air traffic control at the moment. An American Airlines plane collided with a military helicopter. This is the EarthCam video of that accident carrying 64 people aboard. That includes the crew members and passengers in total. And we have just learned here in the past about 15-20 minutes, officials believe no one survived that crash, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so difficult. The tragic update is really just hitting home for so many people. The plane was getting ready to land at D.C.'s Reagan National Airport. Shelby Rose joins us this morning with the latest. Shelby, you've been looking into this. We just got briefed from those officials. What did you learn from that?
I mean, the most heartbreaking update of them all is the fact that there were no survivors of this crash, and efforts are now turning from search and rescue to recovery. So far, they say they have found 27 from the plane and 1 from the helicopter. I want you to take a look at this video from around 3 o'clock our time, taken by our sister station in D.C. You can see first responders lined up on both sides as a body covered in an American flag is wheeled into an ambulance. We do know 3 soldiers were aboard a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter on a training flight when it collided mid-air with an American Airlines plane coming from Wichita, Kansas around 9 local time. There were 64 people on board that flight, and we have learned several members of the U.S. figure skating community were on that plane, which includes athletes, coaches, and family. On top of that, there were 2 champion Russian figure skaters on board. According to Russian state media, the couple won the world championship in pairs figure skating in 1994. Now, there's certainly questions about how this even happened, but right now that's still unknown. Officials say the aircraft were in standard flight patterns, which is not unusual for both to be happening at the same time. But we do know one of the plane's black boxes has been recovered. Now, moving forward, these dive teams are now working to find all of the bodies and reunite them with their families. To help explain the task that they have ahead, we are joined with Justin Barber. He is an expert search and rescue diver. Now, Justin, the conditions on the Potomac River, they have been described as dark, cold, windy. How difficult has it been for them in this overnight operation?
Well, Shelby, I mean, when you're diving in these kind of conditions, I mean, you're looking at water that's roughly around 34 degrees, so you're close to freezing. So the biggest thing that we're looking for as divers is exposure protection, especially handling situations like this. You're diving in jet fuel, among other things. So you want to make sure that you're in the correct exposure, and you want to create and establish where the debris field is and where the actual bulk of the wreck is. From there, you can actually establish what we call grid patterns or search patterns, which we use typically mowing the lawn, which basically just means you're going to establish a direction of heading, and then you're going to track laterally up a little bit and then back and up and back, and that allows you to maximize the amount of search area covered. And when you're doing that, you're in zero visibility in near freezing water. So basically all you're doing is just kind of feeling around the entire area, and you're not able to see pretty much anything at the entire time.
So officials do say they estimate that these recovery efforts are going to take several days. So what can we expect going on moving forward today now that we do have daylight and just in the future?
Well, even with daylight, those conditions, because you're going to be digging around in the silt and the bottom and the substrate, depending on what it is. I haven't dove in the Potomac specifically, but you're going to be silting up the area. You're going to be losing that visibility. So the conditions aren't going to get necessarily easier. You're still going to be in what we call zero viz. So it's a wide area, especially with 2 aircraft. So it's one of those things that has to be slow, methodical, and meticulous, and it takes time.
All right, well, Justin Barber, thank you so much, expert diver, really weighing in on this situation, the difficulties that these teams do have ahead. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And of course, we're going to be updating everyone as we do get more information as the morning continues out of D.C. But for now, reporting live in studio, Shelby Rose, Fox 26 News.